Hi YouTube, my Australia 449. Yeah, I'm just doing another little update of what's been happening on my layout. Most of it has been happening actually right in front of me on the on this side of the layout. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to start off with the little changes which I've been doing. Now I've put buffers on these two sidings here, and just to start with, I'm going to show you what they are. It's not very clear actually; it's just there, but my camera doesn't want to pick up very clearly. But basically, I just wanted to show you what type the common two types are. One's by Pico and the other one's by Hornby. So I'm trying to find something bright to place them on. There we go. Yeah, one's by Hornby and one is by Pico. Seem to be the most common two you buy. Now they are both about £1 each. I actually got my two Pico ones for 50p each, half price basically, little round. But basically, I was going to little show what they are, if anyone's interested. The Hornby one looks like this, and it looks a lot more beefy, made of solid bits of metal and attached to the track. Whereas the Pico one looks to be a little bit more flimsy, but the design of it makes it look like. You see the curve shape running from just where my thumb is, and it goes up and then back down and off again. That there looks like the rails. So when you place it onto the track, it looks like the rails have been bent up over the top and down, and then the board put in between them, which is what was more common to see in more country-styled stations. Whereas this here is what you're more likely to see in sort of London, Paddington and things, big stations like that. You're going to see buffers a bit more like this. Usually they are hydraulically sprung ones, which you can also buy, but they're the more expensive versions. So anyway, yeah, that's just about a minute or so on the two types of buffers you can buy, and hopefully that now gives anyone an option to choose. The only other thing to say is the Hornby ones come completely black. They have got detailing on them, and it looks actually alright. The Hornby ones are very, very easy to modify if you want to add colours and stuff. The same goes for the Pico ones. But these come in 3 bits, 2 legs, and then this bit in the middle. But these just friction fit together really easily, push them together, there's no thinking at all. But yeah, this one here comes in a brown sort of colour, and again that's very easy. I see quite often people paint red line here and white lines, a red light. Occasionally it is possible to drill a small hole and fit a little light onto these as well, so that's one option. Anyway, yeah, those are the buffers I'm using. This side here works mainly on the Hornby ones, and the other side behind me and the turntable is more going to work on the Pico ones. So anyway, yeah. Now, I'll start off at the back. That there, the pile of boxes, is actually because I'm gluing down a piece of track currently. But anyway, you can now see how it's going to look, because I've cut down the 2 N-gauge pieces to the correct length. I've put them in the correct place, and you can now see exactly how it's going to work. Then I've still only managed to find one of these. I am looking for a second one, but basically it's just a flatbed wagon, N-gauge wagon. Nothing special about it at all. But the only thing I found that was very handy is the feet. These feet here fit very nicely onto the inside of this, which means I'll be able to glue them down, and they won't move, they won't budge, and it gives me rails which these will run along really nicely. Now to power it, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to build a little electric motor to add onto it or something like that, but I'll come to that when I get to it. So anyway, that's around the back. None of the N-gauge track is stuck down yet. I don't want to do any sticking until I've got the other wagon. Then I'll be able to do the correct distance. So anyway, yeah, get that out of the way. So what else has happened? Well, not much more. That there has just been stuck down, the little black piece. Nothing really more to say over there. But this is where I've been doing most of my work recently. Is on this, as you can see, station here. Now, from what it was, actually no, you've never seen it before. Thinking about it, I did do a little video thing, but that failed quite spectacularly actually. So yeah, anyway, I gave up on that. But basically this here is the station, half complete, and what it looks like now. Now, it's made quite simply from big polystyrene sheets that are 0.8 of a, are 8mm thick. 8mm thick sheets. Two of them make 16mm, and 60mm is about correct height for a station to be from the board to the top of the station to line up with the coaches very nicely, as you can see there. Now, as what I did to that is I obviously had to cut it out, worked out what I wanted, laid down one of the big boards, marked it all out, and then cut it all to the correct size. Obviously did that twice to get 2 layers. Then at either end, I did this. It curves around, obviously flat on that side, as well as that it drops down from the top down on the slope. Now, as all I did there was cut 5mm off the top board, then stuck one end on here, stuck the other end down there, and it gave you a nice slope. Did that all around. The way I found the curves was to get a second radius piece of track, lay it on the board and draw on the outside edge, so this edge of the track on the inside edge of the station. It lines up very nicely. Then I just got 5cm ruler and just marked dots along the other side and then joined them together. And it worked out quite well. It's given me a very nice curve. Anyway, yeah. So as you can see, that was then painted grey. I then began to add this. None of this is stuck down yet. It's all just friction pushed into the polystyrene. As you can see, it's got the same style as the other station with the black fencing as opposed to the white fencing, which I could have used. But basically, round here, this is going to be solid until it gets to here, where obviously there's a slope in there. Now, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do here, because I want trucks and lorries and stuff to come up here, and they're either going to back up into this space here, and you can drop off loads and stuff like that, or I'm going to design it so that this here, half of it is just a slope, and the other half is a flat piece. That may make no sense to you at all, but in the next update you'll see what I mean. So anyway, yeah, this fencing here, I'll cut off this end piece. As you can see, it's too high at the moment. I will then either lower it down and then stick it back on, or I will add an angled bar. Or else I'll add an angled bar to it and turn it into a gate, which will sit across the entrance there quite nicely. I think it'll fit really nicely in there. So anyway, yeah. The next thing moving along is the actual station building, which once again I built out of that polystyrene. Very simple, 4 walls and then 2 cut to create a roof. As you can see, on the right hand side there'll be seating and poles going, and boards, mesh board, things like that. As well as that, I'm going to put poles going straight down from here to the ground. Just look free hanging. Now it overhangs on this edge here, so it can cover the steps. Overhangs on this edge here, so it can put a covered area just there. I'm planning on adding a notice board or something to this end here, maybe timetable or something like that. Then once that all stuck together, I obviously, as you can see, cut out windows, 4 windows along the back, a door on the side, and then 2 doors on the front and 3 windows, as you see there. But yeah, I think it's come out quite nicely actually. I'm going to be doing the same sort of styling as this here, red brick and then a slate looking roof. And I found an internet page where you can just print off A4 sheets of this stuff, and then I will stick them on and check. I'll see how it looks first of all. If I think I can do a better job with a paintbrush, then I'll do that instead. So anyway, yeah, it'll be a red brick sort of colour. I will then hopefully go for this sort of. This is actually weathered this side, but I want a darker, browner coloured red rather than a bright red brick. Obviously slate roof. So anyway, yeah, that's basically the whole of my update. Hopefully I'll be doing another one soon. What else is it going to be? Well, obviously this fencing is going to go on the other side, all the way along till about here somewhere, where it's going to stop, and then I'm going to build a solid wall about 5, maybe 4 or 5 mil higher than this stuff. up, it's going to be like solid iron, corrugated iron sheeting almost, that will run along the back face, and then I will stick some of this black stuff along the front as well. The reason for that being, it will give an impression of the station being on one side, and then a wall going up so no one can see into the scrapyard, which will be here, which is where the corrugated iron sheeting will come in. That's what's happening. As well as that, there's going to be a bridge here at this end, so it's going to come pretty much up there and end up there. I'll then be adding a canopy somewhere along here that will go about sort of 6 inches along, from maybe almost about the length of these two coaches here, from there to there, which will hopefully give quite a nice look to it. And then probably put public toilets or something at this end, just here. Maybe another little waiting room, something like that. Possibly just buying another one of these Hornby sets, these little buildings, and altering one of those like I did there to fit on the other side. I think it should look quite good. So anyway, yeah. Other than that, not much else has happened. I've done a little bit more soldering on the track. I found a dead point which will need replacing, but you don't really need to see that. Moving on to here, not much more has happened, other than I've stuck down 4 of the pieces of track, and I've drilled some of the holes. That's one piece. These 2 last 2 need sticking down still. I left it so I could show you this. I've started drilling the holes where the power connections will come up and power the track, so that all needs to be set up, but I'm waiting on some wire coming at the moment as I've run out of my old supply. Yeah, that's about it for this update. Hopefully by next time I'm going to have built an engine shed, the same sort of way as this polystyrene sheets, an engine shed. Let's see how that goes before I do anything else. I may be building another little shed to go over here, and possibly a round shed, but I probably won't, thinking about it. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, just please leave them below. And if you like what you see and you check out my channel, please subscribe to it as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.